The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you in your different time zones around the world and across the country. Here we are once again on another Thursday. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning. It's 1 a.m. in London. It's 3 a.m. in Israel, and it's 9 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan. I just want to take time to welcome each and every one of you and thank you so much for being with us. We invite you to stay with us for a whole full hour because this is Talk Back Live, another edition that comes to you, and we come to you each week at this time, and we bring you a little great conversation and get you involved in the show as well. We're going to be along with you for a whole full hour. So if you incline, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, and enjoy us for a whole full hour. Now, in the hour of the show, we get you involved in the show too. First of all, we want to thank all of our people who've been around with us for so many years and liking the show and telling people about the show too. So we thank you so much for doing that. Right now, I want to take time to talk to the people who may be possibly new here to the show, maybe here for a week, or maybe here for the very first time. We'd like you to know what the show is all about. As the host of the show, I get things started, which I'm doing right now. I'm in the prep mode of the show, so I get things rolling right now. And while I'm doing that, you can get involved in the show because that's what we want you to do. We want you to take part of the show by getting involved in conversation as well. And you can do that by using your keyboard on your telephone. You can use it on your computer, be it desktop, laptop, or even your tablet, and just type in whatever you want to talk about. You can type it right there. I can see you right there on the big screen when you come in. And of course, I will entertain all of your thoughts and ideas. That's what the show is all about. Free exchange of ideas and of opinions. And I'm pretty sure all of you have a lot of opinions about a lot of things. And that being said, if you like, you could say anything. And if you have a specific conversation or a specific topic you want to elaborate on, you don't have to wait till I'm through with mine. I'm just temporary. I'm just warming things up. You can type it in at any time you like. You can do it right now as we speak. And even if it's so much just saying hello, we really appreciate that too. But we want you to know that we want you to feel very comfortable on this show. Now, if you're here for the first time and you care not to indulge in conversation, because I could see everyone when they come in. I could see you when you come in. But I will only acknowledge you if you say something first, because a lot of people, they say for the very first time, I just want to get the hang of this thing before I indulge in conversation. I don't want to be brought out there like that. I hope he doesn't do that. No, don't worry about it. I'm not going to do that. That's the only time I'll do that is, of course, if you say something first, and then you give us the opportunity to address whatever you have to say. But if you're just one of those that just want to sit back, relax, and just make sense of the show, we don't mind at all. As long as you're here, that's the most important thing. And we hope that you take the time to stay with us for the whole full hour. We've got a lot of things to talk about. And of course, we would like for you to get involved in the show with us as well. As you already know, with conversation, we bring it on. And by the way, with the conversation, we talk about everything under the sun, as long as it's diplomatic and as long as it's clean. That's all we ask. But any topic you choose, that's what we'll go with. Okay, so now we're here. And by the way, while you're here, we want you to know that being that you're new here, you also should know that we're coming on 3 different platforms. We're live on YouTube, we're on Instagram, and Facebook as well. So any one of those will get you there. Wherever you want to be, that's all you have to do. Now, what I want you to do too is take the time out to tell your family and your friends about it, anybody that you know. And you can do that by cutting and pasting the platform that you're watching the show on now. One of the three platforms I just gave you. You're on one of those platforms, cut and paste the platform. That is the link, right at the top. Cut and paste it and send it to as many friends as you like. We don't care. The more the merrier. We just want to bring them all in. We invite you to do that. That helps us out a lot. And if you can do that, you can do that right now. You don't have to wait until later. You can do it right now. As a matter of fact, we encourage you to do it right now. And when they see that information coming from you, what they'll do is they'll click onto it. That's all they have to do is click right onto it. And when they click onto it, that'll bring them right to the platform that you summon them. Okay. And then they could be part of the show. And if they have anything to say, they can do that as well. Or if they just want to sit back and watch the show. And keep in mind that not only will you be able to talk back live to me, you can talk back live to others. Others come on, and of course, they may want to talk to you as well. And of course, a lot of people have made a lot of friends here. Okay, so you could talk to me, and you could talk to the people that come in. You can say hi to them. A lot of people do that. So we invite you to stay along with us. So no matter where you are, even though we're live from New York, and of course, that's our stomping ground. That's exactly where we originate. But that doesn't mean we stop there. We're all across, all around the world. All right, we're global. And so no matter where you are, we're right there. And as long as you're in a place where there's a lot of Wi-Fi and a great hotspot, there's no problem. So come on, guys, let's get involved in the show. We thank you so much for being on. We got a whole hour to do it. Now, I want to let you know that coming up within this hour, we have sports. All right. You know, that's part of the action here in conjunction with interacting with you. We have sports coming up. Brian Camp is our sports guy. He comes along. As you already know, Brian haven't been here for a while. But guess what? Guess what? He is here. He is here tonight. He's come back to us. He's come back to the fold, and you'll get a chance to talk to him. If you're watching us on Facebook and YouTube, you'll get a chance to see him on screen. He'll be right here. And if you have any sports related questions, of course, you'll get a chance to talk to him. And if you have those sports related questions, get them out, because he's going to be able to answer those questions for you. And if he doesn't have the answers, he'll get them for you. But the good news is that he's here. Now, those of you who are watching us on Instagram, you won't be able to get a chance to see him. You won't be able to see him because all you will hear is his voice. We're not set up that way to go out on, you won't see him. Of course, you see me, but you won't see him. But for the people who are watching us on YouTube and Facebook, you'll see him right there on the screen. And of course, you guys who are watching us on Instagram, that doesn't mean just because you won't be able to see him, you could hear him, and you could still ask the questions. If you have sports related questions, it will pass it along to him, or he'll see the questions and he'll answer them. So all of that's coming up. Can't wait to get him out here. Also, later on in the program, we have a little thing that we call This Day in History. Now, this day in history, I have a laundry list of a lot of things that happened on this day in history. Here we are. It's August 7th. This is where we are. We're in a brand new month. It's August 7th. And somewhere way back when on this date, something happened historically. And we're going to find out what that is. I have him. And you'll get a chance to know about it. We're going to recite all of that later. And later on in the program, too, as well, what we have, those movies now. The weekend is coming up. The weekend is here. All right. You might as well say it's here, because after tomorrow, we eat up Friday, and then we go back on the weekend circuit. But we get ready for that, because the movies that I have for you are movies that I pick from Turner Classic Movies. Those are the classic movies that I like so much. And I know you guys like classic movies, too. And of course, with all the resources that you have to watch your other movies and TV stations and all kinds of shows, I want to add on to the bucket list on what to watch. Just add on, because whatever you do on the weekend is what you do. But some people like to take the time out and just sit back and watch their favorite movies that they haven't seen in a long time. All right. They want to catch up on some old movies because they're off for the entire weekend. And if you're off for the weekend, if you have that luxury, You get a chance to do what you want to do. And then some people say, that's what I want to do. I just want to sit back, relax, watch some movies. So I'm going to add on to that some Turner Classic Movies coming to you. And that's all coming up later on in the program. Remember that all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, Talk Back Live, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinion of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Zoom, or Instagram, or any other those publications, broadcast publications, or social media outlets. So here we are. And as I said, it is the month of August. It is the month of August. It's brand new, a brand new month. And we're still in the summer mode, so don't worry about that. But before you know it, just like July went by quick, this month is going to go by quick as well. So you have to savor the moment. While the summer months are here, those of you who love the summer months, love the summer weather, hold on to it as long as you can, because before you know it, after August is all over, then we go into September. Now, as soon as we reach September, we go on our first holiday in that month. Okay, that starts the holidays again, and that will be Labor Day, the Labor Day weekend, and then kids are going back to school. Now, some kids go at the tail end of April, and some go at the beginning of September. But it's coming back. So I know a lot of parents are getting ready to shop around for school supplies, pencils, erasers, pens, the whole 9 yards, getting ready for their children to go back to school. Want to get a pair of great brand new jeans and T-shirts and whatever, they wear today in school. When I was coming up, we didn't actually dress like that. We had to dress in nice clothes, not putting away jeans. Jeans is a casual thing. But anyway, the point is that the parents are getting ready to shop. They're looking out and finding out what they get for their kids. So when they go back to school, they'll be well supplied. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. So that's what we got going on. But in the meantime, let's hold on to what we have in the month of August. Now, this month, in the month of August, we're not celebrating anything in specifics. But we're going to acknowledge a couple of things. We're going to acknowledge a couple of things that I think you would be interested in. It's National Dog Month. You like dogs? I love dogs. I love them. So we be very kind to them. So they set this side of the month for National Dog Month. And maybe there are activities going on where you have dog parades and dog festivals or whatever it is. But whatever it is, that's what you enjoy, National Dog Month. Also, I want to put out here, too, we also have here Black Business Month. Now, if you're an African American, we support you, and everyone should. Everybody should support good businesses, especially if these people are doing it on their own, out of their own pocket. We know all of the big businesses already, corporate businesses, but we're talking about small businesses. And even if you're a small business person or a large business person, and it's Black Business Month, so we want to support some of the African-American franchises wherever they are. We will just want to acknowledge that. All this month, we're going to be talking about that. Also, it's National Immunization Awareness Month. Okay. Now, there's something that's a little touchy there. That means getting vaccinated. And getting vaccinated means that you want to get ready for the winter months, such as you have vaccines for the flu and for COVID. And that's all coming up. As a matter of fact, I just heard the announcement today that they are starting to go at least my pharmacists are starting vaccinations. They're ready to go. So if you want to take your vaccinations for the flu or COVID, they're all ready. Now, some people don't want to take it that early. Some people want to wait till the tail end, like I do, tail end of August or the beginning of September. But they are available in some places. All right. I know in my area they are. So get ready for that. Also, finally, it's National Eye Exam Month. You want to make sure that you keep in touch with your vision, that your vision is good. Everything is good with that. And you want to do your eyesight. Now, a lot of people do that in a lot of ways. They go to the eye doctor, and everyone should do that. Go to your eye doctor, make everything Okay, let them give you eye test. Some people go to the motor vehicle place, like I did a couple of weeks ago, because I had to get my license renewed and get the new edition of the license, which they call the real ID, that whole 9 yards. And I took the eye examination, comes out good. But you want to make sure it's good on your part. Make sure you always stay in touch with your eye doctors and let them do the talking for you. All right. Let them let you know that everything is okay. And if it's not, then they'll work out things where we can improve your eyesight or whatever you have to do. Okay. So that's what we got going all this month. And we're going to repeat that all of this month. Okay. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I got the phone call a few hours ago. I was so excited to hear about it. And so I wish I had a some kind of a drum roll or something, or some kind of I don't know, fanfare, musical fanfare or something like that. Because guess what? Brian Camp is back with us. Brian Camp is our sports guy with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the one and the only. No one can take his place on this show. And if you ever hire him, if he ever decide to go someplace, if you happen to get him, don't lose him. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Camp.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hope all is well with you. I'm back. I'm glad to be back. The schedule's going to be a little altered a little bit, but I'm here. I got a little clearance from my doctor, and I'm here. That's all that counts, and that's all
Wow.
that counts. So,
We are glad. We are glad. Welcome back.
well,
Welcome
thank
back.
you, thank
You
you.
said
I miss everybody out there. It was had to take care of a procedure that needed some time of rest and recovery. But that doesn't mean I wasn't tuning in. But the early stages, it was like a lot of medication I was taking. So, I was trying to catch it on the replay and everything. But even that
Mhm.
was a little difficult. But I'm back. I'm healthy, and you should have saw me not too long ago. I looked like Charleston Heston from the Ten Commandments. I had all this white hair, and my beard, and mustache, and everything. But
I saw the pictures.
you saw
Yeah,
the picture, yeah. But last night I took it off.
yeah,
I shaved it, but then
yeah,
I took it off. So I'm looking like Michael Jordan right now, and I
yeah,
shaved it all. So I'm back. That means that I'm just about over my illness. Um, let's just say I'm 80% back in full strength. Still got some ways to go, but
yeah.
I'm glad to be back and everything. But it's been some trying times in sports too.
Oh
Touch
boy,
on a
tell me
little
about
baseball with the New York teams. I'm going to touch on a little thing, and I'm going to give a rant. I'm not going to rant too much because I'm still recovering, but this rant is going to be very important. So. In any event, I'm coming from you live from the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina, where it is presently 73 degrees. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be around the globe. I greet you with pleasant greetings here in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina. So let me get to some sports right here. Just going to gather myself and everything. I'll say this. ESPN has been very busy. Oh, they've been very, very busy. But let me get to ESPN and some football. ESPN is acquiring the NFL Network and other NFL media assets, including the rights to the league's popular Red Zone channel. Now, let me tell you what the Red Zone channel is. That means that it's on the NFL Network, where it's a big screen where you can see teams. You don't hear the play-by-play. You see every game on the board, and you see them what they're doing without no play-by-play. And but ESPN got the rights to that, and they've been very busy. So they have the Red Zone channel, and the deal that will see the NFL get 10% um, equity stake in all the sports network. Now, ESPN will also acquire the NFL's fantasy product and merge it into its existing platform, making ESPN football, fantasy football, the official game of the NFL. In a separate deal, the NFL also agreed to license to ESPN other NFL content and intellectual property that will appear on the NFL network and other assets. Now, the NFL network will also be owned and operated by ESPN, which will control the NFL's linear and digital rights. The NFL network will be integrated, that means joined together, into ESPN's upcoming direct to consumer streaming product. ESPN is 80% owned by Mickey Mouse Company, Walt Disney, and 20% owned by Hearst Communications. So, like I said, they've been very, very busy. There's some more too. But first, NFL players can breathe a little bit easy now again, despite confusing and surrounding a league memo sent to the clubs, all 32 teams. Last week, players will be able to, with smelling salt, that's the thing where they get a little knocked out and, you got to bring them back together with some smelling salt during games this season, as long as they bring their own stash. I don't know that word sounds right, but yeah, as long as they bring their own stash. ESPN obtained a message from the National Football League Players Association, that's their union now, that indicate that union sought clarification on the league's ammonia and ban and received confirmation it only applied to clubs providing ammonia to players. So there you have it. Now, I said ESPN has been busy, right? WrestleMania will be part of ESPN's new direct to consumer streaming service starting in 2026, thanks to agreement between World Wrestling Entertainment and ESPN. In case if you want to know what WWE is, World Wrestling Entertainment. If you want to know what ESPN stands for, it's called Entertainment Sports Programming Network. The deal includes a two-night event such as WrestleMania and SummerSlam, plus other WWE premier live events, including Royal Rumble Survivor Series and Money in the Bank. Now, the WWE will produce the events for ESPN platforms, which will serve as their exclusive U.S. domestic home. ESPN will launch its streaming service on August 21st with a $29.99 per month price point and will keep the linear network's name to ESPN. So ESPN has been very busy. They've been laying off people, but in the meantime, they're gaining money by just making these contracts. So congratulations to all these companies, but ESPN seems like they are the big winner. But I got a bone to pick with them in a second. In the NBA, a former Miami Heat security officer was accused of stealing stolen jerseys and other memorabilia worth millions of dollars. Marcus Thomas Perez, 62 of Miami, was charged with transporting stolen goods in interstate commerce. Perez sold the items on to online brokers. Yeah, over a 3-year period, authorities say Perez sold more than 100 stolen items for approximately $2 million across state lines from their facility. Hey, if you do the crime, you're gonna have to do the time. So, Major League Baseball, Gene Paywall is set to become the first woman umpire in Major League Baseball when she works games this weekend between the Miami Marlins versus the Atlanta Braves in Atlanta. That's going to be at Truist Park. Paywall will work the bases in Saturday's doubleheader at Truist Park and at the plate on Sunday. So she'll be the home umpire on Sunday. Boy, there's going to be a lot of balls and strikes that she may miss and she may not miss. But We're going to watch that clearly because, they may not like the balls and strikes. They're going to say, where's the strike? Or why wasn't a strike? Why wasn't a ball? Anyway, Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred says um, uh, that she has earned this opportunity. 3 games set for this weekend. So she's going to be front and ready. Now, there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on in the New York City area where the New York teams has been faltering and faltering badly too. The Mets are in a rut. The Yankees are confused. The Yankees may not even have their manager after this year's out. But the Mets are lost 8 of 9. Now, this is a very important weekend for the Mets and Yankees. The Mets travels to Milwaukee where they got to play the Brewers. Brewers are fighting for a playoff spot. And the Houston Astros is traveling to the Bronx to play the Yankees. And the Yankees and the Astros, they don't like one another. And they're coming back with their old foe, their old rival, which they do not like one another. So I want everybody in the New York area, you need to be glued to your seats, whether you're a Met fan or a Yankee fan. This is an important weekend here. We're in the beginning of August, and these games are really they count. They count. They really count. So now I'll tell you, I have a little rant that I'm not going to rant too much on this, but I will say this here. We've been hearing a lot of talk about Shedeur Sanders. He's the son of Hall of Famer um, Deion Sanders, prime time. And here it is. This young man was projectedly third, third to be picked and drafted to an NFL team. But with the NFL, there's politics that always come into play. He went from 3 to 144th to be picked. The Cleveland Browns picked him. So he is noted to be fourth on the chart as quarterbacks. That means he's not going to get a chance. He already lost millions of dollars for not being drafted in the first round. Those are the rules. If you're drafted in the first round, you're guaranteed a nice paycheck, a nice bonus. But here it is. There are players in sports that be what's the word I'm looking for, where they won't hire you for whatever reason, and you're being held back. There's a word for it. But this young man is being hurt, and I think he's being set up. Here it is. The Cleveland Browns announced that tomorrow, Friday night, when he plays, he's going to be the starting quarterback. But why is he going to be playing with his third string team? Is he set up for failure? Is he set up to be punished? Is he set up to get hit hard? He's being blackballed. That's the word I want to use. He might be being blackballed. As much as I love the NFL, I love football, but the NFL is full of what with their owners. They will hold grudges. They will blackball you. They will hold you back. Now, he was picked by the Browns. We don't even know. Now, I'm not saying that he will be blackballed or he will be set up, but it's awfully strange how you go from 3 to be picked number 3 in the first round and not be picked at all until to be 144th. Something is not right. Some say Deion Sanders is the cause of this. Come on. If the man is that talented, if he's that good, he should have been picked in the first round. So here we are. It's all set up now for Friday. What's going to happen? He's going to play against the what's the team in Charlotte? The team skipped my mind right now, but they're playing against it's the Carolina Panthers. They are playing against their third string team. Why is he not playing with his first string team? They got 5 quarterbacks now. They can only keep 3. So something is fishy. I don't like it. I smell a rat. And these NFL owners, they need to stop their mess. get off their asses and hire good people. We all know what's going on. Yeah. Am I saying is racially motivated? Where there's smoke, there's fire, but I'm going to wait till Friday. Wait till Friday and see what happens. We're going to wait. This day in sports, August 7th, 1907, Walter Johnson wins his first of his 417 career games in a 7-2 victory over the Cleveland Indians. 1938, Leo DeRocha hits the 2000 Brooklyn Dodger home run. Leo DeRocha, that's right. 1956, 51-year-old Satchel Paige wins a game in the minor leagues in front of the largest crowd of 57,000. When have you ever heard of a crowd of 57,000 at a minor league game? Well, it happened. 1956, Ted Williams is fined $5,000 for spitting at a heckler and Boston fans in the third incident of that year. 1972, Yogi Berra, Sandy Koufax, Lefty Gomez, Early Wynn, Josh Gibson, all inducted into Baseball Hall of Fame. 1978, Eddie Matthews, Eddie Doss, and Larry McPhail are all inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. That was in 1978. 1999, Wade Boggs becomes the first Major League Baseball player to hit a home run for his 3,000 hit. What a way! That's some goal is to hit your 3,000 hit on a home run. Congratulations. 2004, Greg Maddux for the Chicago Cubs wins his 300th game, win over my San Francisco Giants. 2007, Barry Bonds hits, which is today, Barry Bonds hits his 756 home run to break Hank Aaron's home run record, Major League Baseball record. Yes, it counts. I don't hear nothing about steroids because if Major League Baseball could recognize it and receive it and says it counts, it doesn't matter what you crybabies out there saying he's juiced up, he did this. Doesn't matter. Barry Bonds is the home run king. If you don't like it, take it up with Major League Baseball. Don't take it up with me. Take it up with them. 2010, Jerry Rice, Emmitt Smith, John Randall, Russ Grimm, Ricky Jackson, and Floyd Little is inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame. To 2016, Ichiro Suzuki is the 30th player to get 3,000 hits. Birthdays on this day, 1929. Happy birthday to the late Don Larson, New York Yankees, who pitched the only perfect game in 1956 World Series, was born in Michigan City, Indiana. 1945. Allan Page, NFL defensive tackle, Supreme Court judge, born in Canton, Ohio. That's right. A lot of y'all didn't know that. He played for the purple and gold. He was a Supreme Court judge, and he played for the Vikings, and he was a judge too. After he retired. 1997, Kyle Murray, NFL quarterback, 2018 Heisman Trophy winner, was born in Bedford, Texas. And happy birthday, 1998, to Jalen Hurts, NFL's quarterback and this year's Super Bowl MVP for the Eagles. Yeah, was born in Houston, Texas. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports on my return back here on the airways.
And you sure gave us a whole lot of information. I am glad. I am so glad, boy. But you know what? I listen. I'm a Yankee fan, and I'm frustrated at this point. It's not that I don't care, but every time the Yankees play, I say, they're going to lose another one. The problem with the Yankees is that when they get the opportunity to win the games in the end, they get knocked out the box.
They do.
It's been happening. They had opportunities the last game. Well, they were off last night, and they're off tonight, and they'll start tomorrow for the weekend. playing the Houston Astros.
They needed that game on Wednesday. I was watching that game. They needed that game desperately.
They
Oh
did.
boy,
They
they
did.
needed
And they
that
had an
game. Texas
opportunity.
was fighting for that playoff spot.
Yeah, the opportunities they come along and then they blow it. Just like that the other night when they were tied 5-5. And then, I think they went up to the 11th inning and they had a chance to run the guy in with one out. I think one out and a man on third base, and they hit into a double play. But then in the end, the opposition gets a 3-run shot,
Hmm.
a walk-off game. I'm frustrated. I don't know much more to say about it, but except go Yankees.
Go Yankees. Yeah.
See what happens. Listen, man, I am so glad you are back. Of course, I told all the people that you were on hiatus, which you were, but it wasn't for me to say what you were doing or where you were. So I'm glad you clarified everything tonight. And I want you to get, you say you're 80. I'm looking for you to get that 100% mark back.
In due
Because
time. In due
yeah,
time.
in due time, there's work to be done. There's always work to be done. And of course, I pray that you get all that back. But I am so glad to have you back with us. You have no idea. No idea. So how are you feeling?
I'm
Basically,
feeling good. I
I
thank
ask you this
everybody.
every day. I ask every day, even though I
Yes.
know that you're doing well.
Yes. You are one of my biggest, along with my wife, one of the biggest cheerleaders I ever had who was wishing me well. You made sure you called me 2 to 3 times a day. I was never bored with it. It's always good to hear your voice checking on me. And I just wanted to, your thoughts, your prayers and are very helpful. And it's nothing, I keep a very small circle of family and friends that
Yeah,
surround me. And I think, my mother always taught me, said, the less friends you have, the better off that you have. And that
that's
includes
right.
family too. So I want to thank my mother. And, speaking of her birthday is coming up this weekend too, as well. And
Sunday.
Sunday, yeah. And so I always remember what she always taught me and everything. But I want to thank all the family and friends who's been out there, wishing me well. And your prayers do count. Believe me. All it did is strengthen me. It
Mhm.
strengthened me. So I want to thank you all. I still got
Mhm.
a ways to go, but I'm back. You should have saw me. I was looking like Moses to Charleston Heston, but I you see.
That wasn't a bad look though.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I was like that back in 2020 during the pandemic too. Yeah, so I didn't like that
Yeah,
look, but
yeah,
I had to look like that because that was my way of saying I'm coming back. So I'm
yeah.
doing well. I thank you all, and you know, try to come back. There'll be some weeks that I will not be on because of scheduling.
Mhm.
I gotta be going away and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
I'll try to fit in some kind of
Yeah,
way to give you all the information and everything.
yeah. But the most important thing that you are back and you are glad to be back.
I'm
So
back, as Howard Cosell once said.
well.
We're back, and we're glad to be back. Yeah, that's me.
And I understand you'll be here tomorrow.
Be here tomorrow. Yes.
We look
In
forward to
fact,
it.
I'm gonna be getting up early in the morning. Got to part of my rehab. I got to do some exercise at a facility, and then
Uh,
come back in time. I'll be back around 8 o'clock and be ready for the show. So yeah, so my schedule is busy, and I'm going to be, as long as I'm moving and stepping and walking. I'm Yours truly is going to be fine.
I look forward to you.
All
I
right,
look forward to. Okay. We'll catch you tomorrow then. Absolutely.
sounds good.
Okay.
Take
Talk to you
care.
later. All
All
right.
right.
Love you.
Love you too.
Okay, that was Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. He's back and he's glad to be back. He was out for a while, as I always said, on hiatus. But it wasn't for me to say why he was away. He already told you. Uh, but he was in the hospital for a while with surgery. And and he's back, and he's doing very well. All of this time while we're doing the show and he wasn't here, I talked to him every day. Every day. I just wanted to make sure I wanted to talk to him every day. And so I'm glad he's back. And those of you who are just walking in right now and didn't get a chance to see him, you can watch the rerun of the show. He did but anyway, he does the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. We'll be back tomorrow on the coffee hour to do more. And what can I say? I am so glad to have him back. If you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. We're going to be here up until the top of the hour. And of course, we're so glad to be with you. Now, I held all of this out for a purpose, but I'm going to get into it because I didn't want to close the show without saying this, that Muhammad Ali, the youngest brother of Muhammad Ali and a former boxer, has died. Muhammad died last Friday. He was born Rudolph Arnett Clay. Muhammad was a year and a half younger than his older brother, and his cause of death was not released. And Muhammad Ali's funeral arrangements will be announced at a later date. He was 82 years old. Lonnie Anderson, who played a struggling radio station and Power's receptionist on the hit TV comedy WKRP in Cincinnati, died Sunday, just before days before 80th birthday. Anderson died in a Los Angeles hospital following a prolonged illness. WKRP Cincinnati aired from 1978 to 1982 as the station's receptionist. The blonde and high-heeled Jennifer routinely deflected unwanted business calls for her boss, Mr. Carlson. The role earned Anderson 2 Emmy Award nominations and 3 Golden Globe nominations. Eddie Palmieri, a Emmy-winning pianist and bandleader who helped define Latin jazz, has died. The famed musician died Wednesday, according to Final Records. That's a label responsible for several of his hit albums. The musician's youngest daughter, Gabrielle Palmieri, said her father died following an extended illness. He was 88 years old. I think it's time to go back in time because on this day in history in 1882, commander of Continental Army, George Washington, creates 2 honorary badges of distinction and a badge of military merit, which is now called the Purple Heart. First time military awards are presented to common soldiers. On this day in history in 1912, the Progressive Party nominates Theodore Roosevelt for U.S. president. On this day in history in 1946, the first commemorative, I got to spit that out, the commemorative coin of African-American Booker T. Washington, which was on a $50. On this day in history, 1955, KSTF TV, Channel 10 in Scottsbluff, Gary, Nebraska, a CBS and NBC station, begins broadcasting. On this day in history, in 1957, Congress passes the Civil Rights Act of 1957. And on this day in history, 1969, Fantasy Records releases Green River. That's the 3rd studio album by the American rock band Creedence Clearwater Revival, featuring the title track and Bad Moon Rising and Lodi. On this day in history, 1970, singer-songwriter Christine McVie joins the rock band Fleetwood Mac. Back in 1980, John Lennon and Yoko Ono began recording sessions for their Double Fantasy album at the Hit Factory in New York City. Back in 1997, Garth Brooks performs a free concert in New York City's Central Park for HBO, later released it as Garth Live from Central Park. In the year 2000, Democratic presidential candidate Al Gore picks Connecticut Senator Joe Lieberman as his running mate and making him the first Jewish person to run for the nation's second highest office. In 2018, crazy rich Asians That was the name of the movie, Crazy Rich Asians, the first Hollywood film with the all-star cast of Asians, starring Constance Wu, Henry Golding, and Michelle Yeoh. Premieres in Los Angeles. Diplomat and Nobel Laurent Ralph Bunche was born on this day in 1904 in Detroit, Michigan. He died December 9th, 1971. He was 67 years old. On this day in history in 1928, Herb Reed of the R&B group called The Platters was born in Kansas City, Missouri. He died in 2012. On this day in history in 1942, singer B.J. Thomas, Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, Hooked on a Feeling, and Growing Pains theme that he recorded for Growing Pains, who was born in Hugo, Oklahoma. He died in 2021. Back in 1971, actress Sydney Penny was born in Nashville, Tennessee, and she's 54 years old today. Actress Sherez Thorin was born on this day in 1975, and she was born in Benoni, Transvaal, South Africa. She's 50 years old today. On this day in history, 1954, singer-songwriter Johnny Cash marries his first wife, Vivian Lobato, in San Antonio, Texas. They got divorced in 1966. And speaking of 1966, Spanish band leader and Latin music king Xavier Cugat wed Spanish-American singer Charo, the Coochie Coochie Girl, in Las Vegas, Nevada. They were divorced in 1978. In 1974, actress Faye Dunaway weds rock singer Peter Wolf of the J. Giles Band, and they got divorced in 1979. In 1987, actor Tom Selleck weds his second wife, an actress and dancer, Jilly Mack, in Incline Valley, Nevada. Back in 1995, rapper Coolio, I'm sorry, not Coolio, I just read too fast. Rapper LL Cool J weds his high school sweetheart, Simone Johnson. In 2004, actor Fred Savage weds commercial real estate agent Jennifer Stone in Los Angeles, California. In 2008, singer-songwriter Jewel Kilcher weds rodeo champion Ty Murray in Paradise Island in the Bahamas, and they got divorced in 2014. Comedian actor Oliver Hardy, the other half of Laurel and Hardy, died on this day in 1957 at the age of 65 years old, and he was born January 18th, 1892 in Harlem, Georgia. In 1984, singer Esther Phillips died on this day at the age of 48 years old. Journalist and TV news anchor Peter Jennings died on this day in 2005. He was 67 from lung cancer. He was born July 29th, 1983. I'm sorry, 1938. The numbers twisted. And his birthplace was Toronto, Ontario, Canada. 2011, politician and attorney Hugh Carey dies at the age of 92. And finally, 2021, actress Markie Post, who played in the sitcom Night Court, dies of cancer at the age of 70 years old. That's what's happening on this day in history. And those of you who may know someone or something that happened on this day in history and I didn't display it here, maybe we didn't have it, maybe we didn't know it. Maybe you know something that we didn't know or have something that we don't have. We invite you to get out there and give it to us. Type it in there right now. I'll see you right there on the big screen. And of course, I'll get a chance and we'll do that for you, okay? So we got all of that going. Okay. And, I always ask you guys, if you'd like, please get in contact with me. I really, really wish you would, because I have an email address and a telephone number. Okay, if you so desire, you can do that. Let me just do this right quick. Yeah, email address and a telephone number. I have an email address and a telephone number. What I want you to do is use it. Now, it's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I'll give you the email address first. The email address is frankallenprod@aol.com. That's Frank Allen Prod at AOL.com. Allen is spelled Allan, and Prod is Prod. That's short for Productions. We need you to spell the name Allen correctly so it will get through to us. Any other way, it will not. So that's Frank Allen Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allen Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number 641 715 3900, extension 467134. That's 641 715 3900, extension 467134. Now, you can use all of that information anytime you want. It's open, as I said, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You can do it at any time you want. And of course, you could use it just to say hi. If you want to email or call just to say hi, you can leave a message when you call. And if you have anything to say about this show, you could do that here, whether you want to critique it, which we highly recommend that you do, because we like to know how you stand with us as we stand with you. If you have a community, some kind of community event going on in your area and you would like us to advertise it right here, we can do that for you. Or anything at all. Anything. Even if it's, like I said, even if it's just to say hi, that's great too. We want you to do that. And keep the information handy. All right. What I mean by that is keep it in all of your electronic devices. If you have more than one, keep them in all, whether it's your telephone, whether it's your laptop or your desktop or your tablet or whatever, keep it in there. And this way, if one is not available to you, you have something else to fall back on, and it's right there for you at your convenience, and you can use it anytime you like. Okay. So do that. And get in touch with us. We would love to hear from you. I'm waiting for you right now. I'm going to twiddle my thumbs and wait for you. All right. The email address, once again, is frankallenprod at AOL.com. That's frankallenprod at AOL.com. Telephone number is 641 715 3900, extension 467134. That's 641 715 3900, extension 467134. As I read off, you know how I do at the beginning of the show about things that either we celebrate in a brand new month or we just take notice to, take heed to. And one of the things I was reading was that we were paying attention to you was National Immunization Awareness Month, which leads me to a article or a news item that came about today. And I'm pretty sure if you haven't heard about it now, I'm going to tell you about it. RFK, which is Robert F. Kennedy Jr., canceled $5 million funding for vaccine development. $5 million. You know, what does that mean for all of us? You know, if they're not going to fund for vaccine development, we're going to be in a loop. We may not have anything to be vaccinated for. Well, of course, we'll have a lot of things to be vaccinated for, but we won't be able to get these vaccinations. He wants to take it all out. And as I already said earlier, there are vaccinations like the COVID and the flu and other vaccinations are available now, depending on where you are. And if they're not available now, they will soon be. And I urge each and every one of you, unlike Robert F. Kennedy Jr., I urge you to get vaccinated. And if you don't want to get vaccinated, that's okay too. But for the people who desire to get vaccinated, please let them be. Let them get vaccinated. Just because you are not the type of person that say, I don't believe in vaccinations, that's you. You don't want to get vaccinated? Don't get vaccinated. But the rest of us who believe in it and want it, please let us be. And this $500 million funding for vaccination, for vaccines, vaccine development. They research. That's what this money is for. If this money is allotted to them, this money is allocated to these organizations that help us out, you know, to get vaccinated. They want to get vaccinated. I don't know. Robert F. Kennedy Sr., he's probably rolling over his grave wondering, what the hell did I do? Where the hell did I go wrong? because I don't even know this RFK Jr. I don't even know who he is. I have no idea who he is. I used to know who he was. I used to know where he stood up until now. And so I'm a big believer in God. And I say God looks out for his own. God watches his own. God takes care of his own. So that doesn't mean we have to be damn fools. We have to be proactive. And we have to fight situations like this. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are inclined to get vaccinated, those of you who are inclined to get vaccinated, do it, because vaccination season is here now. It's available now. Some people like to take it like I do towards the end of August, the beginning of September, which is a good time. That's the way I do it. But they are available. I heard it today. I got the news today, at least in my area. And if it's not in your area just yet, it's on its way. And if you decide that you want to get vaccinated, do it. For the rest of you, if you don't, that's your privilege. And there's nothing anyone can say about that. There's nothing can change that. But don't step on our necks because you don't believe. All right. We're not going to follow in your footsteps. You don't believe. You don't believe. It's okay. It's okay. But here's a piece of good news that I want to lay out too. The National Weather Service, that we know as NOAA Radio, they are rehiring 450 people back on the job that DOGE fired. That is good news. I am so glad to hear about that. I am so glad to hear about that. That is absolutely good news. And I'm going to repeat all of that tomorrow on tomorrow's show. But in the meantime, I have 3 movies right now that I want you to take heed to. This one is from 1958. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, starring Elizabeth Taylor, Paul Newman, and Burl Ives. That's on Turner Classic Movies. You can check that out Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Teacher's Pet from 1958. Clark Gable, Doris Day, and Gig Young. You can see that also. This is Sunday. Turner Classic Movies at 8 p.m. Eastern. And here's a classic from 1961 called The Misfits, also starring Clark Gable with Marilyn Monroe and Montgomery Clift. That's Turner Classic Movies, and that's Sunday at 10:15 p.m. Now, these movies are available, and you can check them out their times. And if you go on Turner Classic Movies, go to the guide, program guide. If you still have your cable, if you still have your cable box, if you don't get a chance to see them in real time, you can always DVR them and watch them later. But go on the guide and check out what's available, because you might see something that's appealing to you to watch this weekend, and you can add it to your bucket list along with the movies that I just gave you. And while you're there, you can go on demand and watch free movies. Also, you could watch some of the movies that are pay-per-viewed, and there are a lot of children's programs. You have sporting events, you have documentaries. Everything that your heart desire is right there. It's a matter of searching all of them. Okay, and you can do that. And of course, there's live streaming now. You got these live streaming shows. You got Netflix, you got Paramount Plus, and of course Hulu, and all of these things. So you'll never lack of any kind of entertainment. All right, it's all right there. But I always like to just add my 2 cents to your viewing pleasure of watching the movies that you like. Only at this point, they're classic movies. That's what I promote here, those classic movies. So you want to have best of both worlds, all right? So let's get started right now. Let me give you that once again. It's Cat on a Hot Tin Roof with Elizabeth Taylor, Paul Newman, and Burl Ives. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 3 p.m. Teacher's Pet. This is a classic. I don't see that often. Clark Gable, Doris Day, and Gig Young on Turner Classic Movies. That's on Sunday at 8 p.m. And then you have the Misfits. That's Clark Gable, Marilyn Monroe, and Montgomery Clift. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. You can check that out at Sunday at 10:15 p.m. Eastern. I hope you get a chance to watch these movies. They're great movies to watch. They're classics. And if you like classic movies, they're good. I want to say hello to Mary. Mary, better late than never. We were looking for you earlier. Brian is back, just so you'll know. He'll be back tomorrow on the coffee hour as well. So, if you didn't get a chance to see him tonight, he'll be here tomorrow with the latest developments in today's world of sports. That's going to wrap it up for me. As I said, the coffee hour tomorrow at 10 a.m. I look forward to seeing you. Brian is going to be here. I'm so glad to have him back. He's going to be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And we look forward to seeing you then. We'll have coffee in hand. And then come back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. for more of Talk Back Live. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant good night. And we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host, Frank Allan. The producer is Al Dale. Technical assistant, Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer, Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.